Hello, welcome to the fourth video, the last one for the literacy course. And I there's so much, that I'd like to be able to share. And I just want to say again, I think that these little moments described in the poem are the essence of what we're talking about uh, when we say the word relationship. It's all about respect and acceptance and hope and joy and all those things, all encapsulated in these little packages that come to us, almost every day when we're dealing with children. And I'm sending you the notes for this because I don't want to take too long. I try to keep it under 10 minutes so it loads better. I had wanted to focus on writing, so there's a little bit in the notes about that. And the one thing I want to suggest is that it's really important for children to have some writing that is accepted the way it is, without corrections. They have to feel safe, emotionally safe and trusting for them to write. So you'll see a little bit about that. In the readings, there's a piece from the Queachuan curriculum. I wanted you to see that the way they describe assessment is really very similar to what we're talking about in inquiry learning. Assessment portfolios. This is a great idea. I found it worked really well to have a collection of work from each student. They could pull that out at parent-teacher interviews. I could look at it when I wanted to do assessment. A daily journal is also one of those things. You wouldn't put it in the folder, but it's also a record of progress in writing. And what I found worked best was I don't do any corrections in journals. I accept it the way it is. And they're so happy when you can read what they wrote. Just that. But I would always write a comment back. Just one sentence or two. And that got them reading. And you're also modeling, correct spelling and all of that. So I'll get right to the poem for video 4. It's called Spaces, and it's 1989. Spaces. Crystal. So many times I'd notice you writing. I'd try to catch a glimpse, but the pages would disappear if I got too close. Fragile, delicate like your name. Handle with care. When we set up the computer, you typed words, but the screen would go black if I looked. I learned to keep a comfortable distance. Embarrassment softened with our smiles. We knew you needed space. If I'm busy, will you wait? Intuition tells me yes, because we trust each other. So this idea of trust is what I was trying to get at in the notes, and it's the starting place for literacy. Now I have one other poem that this one is a freebie. You'll see a little note on the top. There's no response sheet for it, but it seems to me to be a satisfying way for me to end the content of this course, because if I'm sitting quietly and reading this poem now, let's see, 1989, so that's 99, 2000, it's almost 30 years. And I can still get choked up because this was such a powerful experience. And this was the day when this boy bloomed. He was kind of shy, and it was the first thing he had ever read to me, probably halfway through grade 1 at least. And it's based on a book by, what's his name now? Love You Forever. The famous children's writer, I can't think of his name right now, but he's written lots of books. This one is a tearjerker. So, Love You Forever. Today you shared a book, Drew. Love You Forever. Warning, it always makes your mother cry. I was doing fairly well until others joined us. Your sureness, a magnet, knowing the power of this story. In a circle around you, I couldn't hold back tears. A listener, glimpsing the essence of teaching. I try to stir the depths of your emotions, encourage you to expose them. Yet, it's hard for me to cry in front of you. So, getting back to, what are the most important things in literacy? And we could list all kinds of things. But, getting a degree, reading all the books doesn't make us teachers. It's when we learn from children and with them, it's in these special moments when we can realize that we really do know something. And then we have solid ground to move on from. And I keep coming back to that graphic there from video 3. I'll just get it out so I'm sure where I'm going with it. But it's the frames of mind. Let's see if I can remember them. Criticality, hopefulness, open-mindedness. Critical, open-minded. Okay, you fill in the last one. Open-minded. Yeah, I can't remember at this point. But those are they're like the emotional part. And, as Aboriginal people, isn't this so much the same as the medicine wheel teachings? We know that we have to integrate the spiritual and the emotional and the intellectual and the physical. And if we're doing those things, we're hopefully getting to know the real person. And there are special moments with every child where we have that opportunity to connect. And I think that literacy springs from that kind of relationship. When you think of the challenge of learning to read, a child does that in a couple years. It's a tremendous accomplishment. So at every stage, we want to support and encourage and not use that heavy hammer of showing them that we know more by being able to correct the grammar or the other things when what they're trying to say is a whole lot more important. And if they want to say something, then they will want to write, they will want to talk. So it comes back to this emotional component all the time. So I'm almost at 10 minutes, so I'll say bye for now. I will let you know that I've got a real pile of about 25 assignments on my email, so it's not going to be fast responses, but I hope you've enjoyed this course and the responses, and I hope a little piece of it you choose to carry along with you. Thanks.